Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Monday, June 27th, 2022. Welcome to day 524. A Louisiana judge temporarily blocked the enforcement of a statewide trigger law ban on abortion, allowing that state's 3 remaining abortion clinics to continue operating. Louisiana is one of 13 states that had trigger laws on the books in anticipation of the Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade. In several states, including Louisiana, those laws took effect immediately, halting abortion care across the state. The order followed a lawsuit by abortion providers alleging that the state's trigger bans are vague because they don't have a, quote, clear and unambiguous effective date, end quote, and that they, quote, lack adequate standing for enforceability, end quote. A hearing is pending for next week. Meanwhile, Attorney General Merrick Garland indicated that the Justice Department will protect the right to seek abortions across state lines, calling the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade a, quote, devastating blow to reproductive freedom, end quote. Garland said that Bedrock constitutional principles protect a woman's right to seek reproductive care, and that the, quote, Constitution continues to restrict states' authority to ban reproductive services provided outside their borders, end quote. Both Texas and Oklahoma recently passed abortion bans that allow private citizens to sue people who perform abortions or who otherwise help someone get one. In Texas, lawmakers have signaled that they want to make it illegal for people to travel out of state to get the procedure. In his concurring opinion, Justice Brett Kavanaugh suggested that women who travel to another state to receive an abortion would be protected by the constitutional right to interstate travel. Garland also said the department is ready to work with the other arms of the federal government that seek to use their lawful authorities to, quote, protect and preserve access to reproductive care, end quote, noting that the FDA has approved the use of mifepristone and that states can't ban the medication based on disagreement with the FDA's judgment. At the same time, a coalition of 22 state attorneys general reaffirmed their commitment to defending abortion rights and to expanding access to reproductive care in their states. The attorneys general wrote, quote, if you seek access to abortion and reproductive health care, we're committed to using the full force of the law to support you. We will continue to use all legal tools at our disposal to fight for your rights and stand up for our laws, end quote. The coalition is comprised of the attorneys general of New York, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. Quote, when it comes to abortion care, the attorneys general wrote, it's your body and your right to choose, end quote. Back in D.C., Justice Clarence Thomas indicated that he believes the Supreme Court should reconsider defamation laws as the court declined to revisit the First Amendment decision in New York Times v. Sullivan, a landmark 1964 case that set a high bar for public figures to sue news outlets for libel. The Coral Ridge Ministries media unsuccessfully sued the Southern Poverty Law Center for labeling it as a hate group because the ministries broadcast a television program that describes homosexuality as lawless, an abomination, vile, against nature, profane, and shameful. Thomas was the only justice to say that he would have heard the case, saying the actual malice standard established by Sullivan has, quote, allowed media organizations and interest groups to cast false aspersions on public figures with near impunity, end quote. Moving on, the January 6th committee unexpectedly scheduled an additional hearing for tomorrow to present recently obtained evidence and take witness testimony. The committee did not reveal the witness list or the topic of the hearing. The committee previously said that the next set of hearings would take place when Congress returns from its 2-week 4th of July recess sometime in mid-July. Tuesday's hearing starts at 1 p.m. Eastern and will be the panel's 6th hearing this month. And finally, more than 1 million voters from 43 states have switched to the Republican Party over the last year, compared to about 630,000 who switched to become Democrats. While Trump was still in office, Democrats enjoyed a slight edge in the number of party switches nationwide. And in the polls, Bloomberg and NPR say 59% of Americans disapprove of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the constitutional right to an abortion, including 67% of women. 78% of Republicans were in favor of the decision, while 83% of Democrats were opposed. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website, And as always, visit whatthefuckjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditas.